And I gotta do 3 songs?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Because you're the boss. You're right.
You can do a rephrase of one of the songs you did. You go to a rephrase.
Can I do that as a third one?
Damn it, Chris. What's good, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the dopeness that we call The Crib. I'm your host, Pawpaw, and I'm super excited to have y'all joining me today. So for those of y'all that are tuning in for the first time, The Crib is what we like to call a safe space. So it's a safe space for you to come in and just enjoy yourself, let loose from the stress of the week, have a drink with me, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're under the age of 21, then don't. Get you some juice, some water, you know what I'm saying? Tea, something like that. And really just get into the vibe. Learn about some new artists that are here in the great city of Dallas, Texas. And then also learn about their stories and, you know, kind of who they are through some really, really great interviews as well. So, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm super excited to share with y'all an amazing male vocalist. I like to call him the Rasp King because he got that rasp that you can't fabricate that. That's just something, it's just God-given. So one of the baddest male vocalists out of Dallas, Texas. I just want to go ahead and introduce y'all to him, the one and only Lawyer Turner.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Ba-da-dum-dum. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, ba-dum. Da-dum-dum. Here we go. Smile now, you can see the sun now. You can see it rising. You can see the darkness fade. Get up out the bed now. No need to worry now. God has a master plan. One day, get a little better. Get a little better. Get a little better. Hey, yeah. One day, get a little better. Get a little better. Get a little better. You can breathe now. Smoke is in the air now. God has filled the air with His mercy and His grace. You can move now. God is working all out. God is fixing it now. Go on and put a smile on your face, 'cause one day get your little better. Get your little better. Get your little better. Get your little. One day get a little better. Get a little better. Get a little better. Well, all we have is one day. One day at a time. So get ready, get ready, get ready for a brighter day. Soon it will get a little better, getting better, getting really better. Soon it will get a little better, getting really better, getting really better. I promise you it's getting really better, getting better, getting really better. Oh, I promise you it's getting really better, getting really better, getting really better. Here we go. You say, hey, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better. Ooh, yeah, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 ba-da-da-boom, boom, 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 do, do, do,
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the crib. I'm so excited to be sitting here with a really good friend of mine that I actually met some years back. One of my favorite male vocalists in Dallas. I mean, just insane. And it's crazy because he actually don't think he that good. And y'all just heard what I just heard, but he don't think he that good. So anyway, Lawyer Turner. Lawyer Turner.
Yes, sir.
How you been, my brother?
I've been good, staying sick free, so I'm great. Great. I'm good.
So wait a minute. So okay, we met. It's like 4 years ago, right?
It's been a little longer than that. It's been about 5 years.
Yeah, because so it was
Whispers in the Wind.
Whispers in the Wind. So for those of y'all that don't know, there's an amazing benefit concert to the American Kidney Fund. Shout out to Taylor Morgan. And Lawyer was actually one of the artists. I was the stage manager, and that's how I met Lawyer.
I wasn't supposed to sing. I was supposed to be a background singer.
Yeah, and he was voluntold that he was going to be one of the artists. And I'm so glad that he was because, he's so amazing. So, how would you characterize your artistry? I know that you do gospel, but, it's almost like a hybrid at the same time. It's kind of inspirational.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you categorize it?
I would just say that it's just music. It's just music for the soul. So whether it be for love, or whether it be for a job, or whether it be to do with your kids, it's just music for every attitude in life, every mood, every moment. That's the kind of music I believe that I like to create.
That's what's up. I like to hear that. Well, you know what, man of God, I can say man of God with confidence because I know that he's a man of God. You are a PK.
Give me your prayers.
Cause y'all know, you know what? No shade.
You about to say the cliche?
Yes, I'm about to say the cliche.
And I got an answer for that.
Okay, so the cliche is PKs, meaning preacher's kids. They are wilder than those of us that are not. What's your answer for that?
We all the same. I'm just as wild as you. And you just as wild as me. We grow up, like regular teenagers too, We might go to church, but
I went to church.
I'm just saying, we might have to go to church and Bible study and extra stuff, but we still gotta go to school and deal with people like on a regular basis. We still deal with peer pressure, we still deal with, making our parents proud, all those things. But we just as wild. We still have personalities, characters. Not all of us are the same. My mama had 5 boys, and all 5 of us are completely different.
Nice.
Completely. We all do music, but we're all completely different.
That's dope. Have y'all have you and your brothers collaborated on it?
Actually, on my next album that comes out at the beginning of next year, I have a song with all my brothers on it.
Oh, that's dope.
That's dope. Actually.
Jackson 5 situation. Your parents, they not. It's not a Joe and Catherine type situation.
No, actually, I was more of Joe. I was the one that made them sing and all this other stuff. So it wasn't. They didn't want to, but I was the one that was like, "You gonna sing today? You gonna sing today?
You gonna sing today?
And if you don't sing the right note, then I'll punch you." So
see, and y'all seen the Clark Sisters movie? This is exactly what their mama was doing to them.
It's true. It's true. It happens. It happens.
So are you the oldest?
Second oldest.
Second oldest. Okay, that's what's up. So,
but I act like the oldest. I still tell everybody what to do.
I've been acting like the oldest of everybody in my family. That's why everybody called me Papa. So.
Dad, I did not know. I thought that was the name you gave yourself.
No, I was given that name in high school, and I was told that I act like an old man, and I was like, you know what? I own that.
Old men don't make foolish decisions.
They don't. Although I've made some. So we go, but there's neither here nor there. Ha. So anyway, let's talk about you and your career in music. How long have you been doing music?
I've been recording music since I was 14.
Oh, nice.
I've been writing music since I was in elementary school. I've been singing since I could talk.
Very nice. Very, very nice. And so, with you doing music for this long, would you consider yourself as a person that's immersed into the industry? Or would you say that you just kind of like lean in the cut, you do your thing whenever you feel like it, you know?
I would say that I'm still just like everybody else. Just trying to make my way through it. And wherever I land is wherever I land. But ultimately, like, I mean, we all want to be at the top. Who don't? You know? So, but it's one of those things where it's kind of like wherever I'm supposed to be, I'm okay with that. As long as I'm doing what I love to do.
I feel that. And you know what, speaking of we all want to be at the top, you know, what is your ultimate goal for your career in music?
You want me to answer that?
Yes.
I really have goals. I have dreams. One of my goals is to actually be the first gospel artist to perform at a halftime show.
That's lit.
Like, I want to be that person. But, you know, I mean, it may take a little, you know, pulling teeth and nails and all this other stuff, but I think it is absolutely possible.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's definitely
I
possible.
just think it's possible. I want to change the minds of what people perceive to be of what we do, you know, here on this side of the music. It's not about religion, that's what I'm trying to say. It's about the message.
Yeah.
And that's what I sing about.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know that you were raised in the church, but even with all of us, you know, I mean, I was raised in the church also. I'm not a preacher's kid, but I was raised in the church as well. And it still comes a point in your life where you yourself have to develop that personal relationship with Christ.
I agree.
And, you know, tell us about when that happened for you and how that impacted you as an artist.
My brother made a post just a couple of days ago where he said, I've been saved for a long time, but I just dedicated my life to God at the age of 26. And it really made people really think, because we can believe in Jesus and, you know, confess with our mouth and believe with our hearts.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us saved. But to actually be dedicated to him is a whole different thing, to have a relationship with him.
Yeah.
I think that didn't really start until I got in college, honestly. And that was when I was very, very sad. I was a sad person there. So it was just really one of those things where, like, I spent a lot of time by myself, but I spent a lot of time with him.
Yeah.
And everything that I learned about myself I didn't like. And it just made me more like, you know, more and more like angrier that I couldn't be something different, or I wanted to be something different, or all these other things. But I had to learn to love myself. And that was where I learned how to do it. But that's where he broke me down at. So that's when I really had to get a relationship with God, because I had to learn that he called what he created good. And that did not exclude me, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where, like, that includes my gifts, that includes my dreams, that includes even the way that I dress, you know, like the choices that I choose. God created me for a purpose, and that purpose I have to fulfill, even if it's not the most popular, or it's not the most, you know, one that people want to choose, but you just gotta do what you're supposed to do in life. And that is what made me really get a relationship with God, because I really wanted to make sure that I was doing it right and not just doing some stuff.
Yeah. And just really, really quick, I know that you briefly spoke about like a sadness that kind of like, that's what sparked you really developing your personal relationship with Christ. I mean, can we briefly unpack that a little bit? Is that something that you're open to doing?
Absolutely, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I talk about it often. So
Yeah. So I mean, what was that?
I was dealing with a lot of depression, because we come from a family of, like, you know, you want to make sure you're doing the right things at all times, you know. And I'm one of those people, like, when I mess up, as you know, when I mess up, like, I kind of beat myself up about it and all this other stuff, whether it's musically or actual, you know, decisions in life. But my decisions in life, like, it's just like to a whole nother degree. Like, it's like, I just beat myself up about it. And I kind of got stuck in a place of, like, I didn't make the right decision with relationships, with friendships, maybe even the school I went to and all this other stuff. But because of all of that, instead of me just, like, dealing with it emotionally, instead of me, like, really just, like, casting my cares upon God, like, I casted the cares upon myself. And so because of that, and I tried to handle all of it.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I couldn't, and I broke. And I tried to actually commit suicide a few times. But it actually didn't start in college. It started when I was in middle school.
Wow.
But it was one of those things that, like, I don't know. The last time that I did it was the last time that I did it. I tried to do it, and it definitely, I don't know, just had a different perspective. Something told me like, you're meant to live, because every time you try to do it, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know, and I was the person who's taking 23 pills and all this other stuff, just trying to take myself out, but it didn't work. And I'm like, well, obviously you have a purpose, so stop trying to remove yourself from that purpose, because you're not going nowhere until you fulfill it.
Yeah.
And I kind of have to humble myself, repent, you know, and tell God, like, I'm sorry because you don't deserve that. And then I have to tell myself, I'm sorry because I don't deserve that.
Yeah.
And then I tell the people, like, I'm sorry because they didn't deserve that either. It was people who was rooting for me. It was people who was wanting to see me succeed. And here I am trying to take my life. Now, what kind of example is that? You know, God didn't raise any quitters. Like, that's not what we do. We are victorious over here. So what does it mean when a Christian commits suicide?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is that? What do people perceive from that? That doesn't look like a winner. You know, that doesn't look victorious. So for me, I had to get myself together, and I had to like slap me a few times. For real.
I'll get that.
1,000 times actually.
Well, you know what, and it's very evident that comes through in your music. So let's go ahead and get into this next song. You know, you're gonna do a cover by Fleetwood, correct? All right, so what's the name of that song? Why did you select that song?
The song is called Landslide. And one, I love Stevie Nicks' voice. Stevie Nicks is one of my favorite voices of just all time. She has a very distinctive, unique sound that no one has ever been able to have other than her, as far as I know. And I mean, during her time, she was absolutely like great. And that particular song, like even when I was a kid and I used to hear it, it used to like always give me a feeling. I didn't really know what it was about growing up, but when I became an adult and I understood that what it meant to accept change, which is exactly what I went through in college, accept change and be okay with it. Because I'm the type of person that, although I'm a Gemini, I don't really like change. Like I just don't. I don't. I'm one of those people, we can do the same thing every day and I'll be just fine, you know, but I didn't like change in friendships and relationships and family. I didn't want my brothers to grow up. I didn't want them to get married. I didn't want them to have kids. Like that's me. Like I'm just one of those people where I just would rather things be what they've always been, but I had to let go of the idea of like things always been the same. Time has a way of just changing everything. And then what I've learned is that dang, like even I've changed, you know? So I have to embrace all of it. And that's why I chose that song, because it's kind of like my theme song in life right now. I've been afraid of changing because I built my entire life around you, you know, but time makes you older and children do get older. And I'm getting older too, so I better get with the coming or figure it out, you know, because time is gonna keep going and life is gonna keep going. I have to learn to live it.
I got you. Well, you know what, y'all, let's embrace this change, right? With this amazing cover of Fleetwood by Loya Turner.
Took my love and I took it down. I climbed the mountain and I turned around. Then I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, and the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can a child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tide? Can I handle the seasons of my life? I don't know. Let's go to the chorus. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder. Children get older, and I'm getting old. I'm getting older too. Oh, oh. I took my love and I took it down. If you climb the mountain and turn around, you will see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, and the landslide to bring you down. Oh, a mirror in the sky, what is love? Can't get the time in my heart. Rise above, can I sail through the changing ocean tide? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Play there. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I build my life around you, yeah. But time makes you bolder. Yes, children, they get older, and I'm getting older. I'm getting older too. I'm getting older too. The landslide bring you down. Landslide bring you down. Yeah, I'm going down. I'm going down. I'm going down. My whole world's upside down, 'cause I'm going down. Oh, I'm going down. My whole world's upside, side, yeah. The landslide bring you down.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the crib. You just witnessed an amazing, yes, I said amazing. He's so critical of himself. Like, don't do this. Don't do this today.
I'll do it tomorrow. That's fine.
Okay, fine. So, an amazing emphasis on the amazing cover of Fleetwood. So, Gloria Turner, thank you so much for coming through today. Let's talk just a little bit about the industry. I know that you've been, I know we talked a little bit about the fact that you've been doing music technically since you were about 14. So tell us a little bit about what that has been for you and what's your interpretation just of the industry as a whole.
It's actually been a pretty interesting journey because the way that I got started with my recording part is through my cousin. He actually is the MD for Justin Timberlake and all these other famous people.
Nice.
So he was like, okay, well, you write, so come in, record something. And I said, okay, he just wanted to see if I could just do it. And I wrote the song when I was in elementary, but I recorded it when I was 14. And from that moment on, I knew that it was always something I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of kept at it, and I kept going at it, and I kept going at it, and I kept going at it. And then by the time I turned 16, I ended up getting singing background in this gospel group. And because of that, I was able to kind of be introduced into the gospel community here in Dallas. Yeah. And that's kind of where it started as Little Lawyer, and then They just call me lawyer now. And then it went from there. And then my cousin, the same one who introduced me to, recording, he asked me to sing background for him. And he's a non-gospel artist. So that is how I got my start in singing BGVs, like on the non-gospel side. Because outside of me doing me as an artist, gospel music, I also do BGVs for non-gospel artists as well. I actually have a song that's not gospel out too, but it's one of those things where it's kind of like, I just believe in singing good music. If you, as long as you're not cussing, provocative, or being disgusting, I will sing it. But it's been a journey because what I thought I couldn't do, I've learned to do. And what people said, well, your voice don't make sense singing like that, and your voice don't make sense singing this kind of record, or your voice is too raspy, you shouldn't be singing like this, and all this other stuff. I kind of just told myself, I'm going to prove you wrong type thing. So that's probably why I'm so critical after I get done singing, and I'm like, oh, I could have done better, but I'm growing.
I got you. It's so funny you said that about the cursing and stuff, because y'all know my mouth. I'll be saying stuff.
Yeah, you haven't said anything yet.
And I've been doing so good today. It's the spirit of God. He's here. He's in the building on today.
He's supposed to live here already.
But he do. He do. I never said that he don't, but he is alive and well today. He is working overtime because y'all know. So let's talk about where you fall in the Dallas music scene.
I honestly don't know. I don't know what Dallas really thinks of me, honestly, because I don't be looking for it.
Oh,
if that answers the question. But it definitely, it's not something I look for. I go out, I do my job, and I try to do an excellent job at it. I try to be prepared. I try to be on time. I try to be, just professional. But I don't really think. I got people who say that, I'm like the Tony of Dallas, and all this other stuff. But I don't really know. I just do music.
Yeah.
Whether that's gospel or not gospel, I just do music. And that's where I'm falling placed. So whatever side somebody asks me to come do it, that's what I'll do. And like I said, as long as it's not provocative or disgusting, I will absolutely sing it.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. So let's talk about some of your upcoming projects.
Mm-hmm.
Or some projects that you've already done.
Okay.
And also upcoming projects.
Okay. I actually have 2 albums out already. The first album is called The Beginning. I would say go listen to that, but that's old later. But I also have my second album that came out in 2018. Mm-hmm. And the album is called Love Heart Soul, which was, where Better came from and Pride came from, and some of the other songs that people like here in DFW, hearing us sing, work on me and things like that. So that's where the Lawyerettes were birthed from. It was a group of female singers that I had at the time from TVs, and it just kind of grew. We went places, we did a lot of things, and now we are here in 2020, where I'm working on my current album, which is Mirror, which will be out at the beginning of next year. So that's going to be 17 tracks. A lot of what I was talking about in college.
Very nice. And that's going to be, I think that the people need something like that.
Yeah.
Before we actually get into your final song, I actually want to ask a question around something that I think is, especially for our Christian viewers, I think that this is something that a lot of people want to know, just about dating as a Christian, and the difficulty that can come with it.
Why you asking me this question?
What is your but no, what is your take on that? Because I feel like what's your take?
I don't. I don't date. That's just what it boils down to. I don't date. My mind is made up. I'm gonna be doing music for a long time. No kids. For a long time.
But the Bible says.
It says before to multiply, but that don't mean everybody's meant to do it.
This is true.
Not everybody needs to be a mother or father.
That is
You
very
know,
true.
not everybody needs to be married either.
Yeah. No, that's true. And I learned about, finding contentment in being single. And it seems like, you have that. And that's
Oh yeah, very good thing. At the age of 30, I wasn't before like 29. And
you know what?
I was real like antsy and anxious because like I said, I have 4 brothers out with my mom having 5 boys. I have 1 older brother, 3 younger brothers. All of them are married with children. All of them, and then of course here come people like, oh, when you guys, it's your turn if you don't get away from me with that mess. Because
Go away from me with this.
because I don't want to be going through nothing you going through, and you ain't gonna be going through nothing I'm going through. So I don't want to bring nobody that's life down with my problems and journey and stuff. So I just rather be me and the Lord music.
I feel that really, really quick. For those viewers that may be potentially struggling with, the fact that they are single and, they may feel like they need a relationship or something like that to feel whole.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that you have found that contentment as a single man, what advice can you give to the viewers that may be struggling with it?
I think the first thing that you need to really learn how to do is to love yourself.
Yeah.
That was where I really, and I mean, it sounds really cliche, but it really is true. You really need to learn to love yourself. Go on a date with yourself. And that's exactly what I did. 2019, I really just I took myself out and I took myself to the movies, and I was nervous, going out on a real date. I was nervous. I didn't know if I was gonna like me or not. I really took it seriously. And I went to the movies. I was like, oh my God, I really like me. I'm enjoying myself. I could talk to me, and I was the only person that would relate to. It was just me and me at the same time, and we had a good time, me and myself. And that's when I realized, Lord, you're not a bad person. Then as time progressed, I took time to just go meditate. Meditate on things that I wanted to do and meditate on things that who I wanted to be. And think about all the things that I have, all the decisions I made. I had to reflect and ask myself, what could I have done better in these last situations or relationships and things like that. And that's just not romantic. That's also platonic and family too. I have to ask myself, because I'm never the person who feels there's no right and wrong to me. Everybody contributes something to this. You ain't the only person that did wrong in a relationship. If it didn't work out, I contributed to it too. It's how I feel. So I believe that you go back and reflect on the decisions that you made, and then you learn to be at peace with those decisions, because I struggled with that part for a long time. Being okay with the fact that I messed up, and some days I'm not good either. And because of that, I was able to really home in on myself, and it was okay, it's okay to mess up because you want to do that. And I learned to love me for it, because it's only me anyway. So I might as well love me. I ain't got no puppy, no cat, no dog, a guppy. I made it just love myself.
Get your little goldfish.
No, they stink. They make too much noise. Fish make too much noise. I ain't got time. I just ain't got time.
Okay, well, cool. Let's get into this last song. It's one of your originals. Remind me of the name of it again.
Pride.
And that's and I know there's definitely a word from the topic of pride. So let's get straight into it. This is Lawyer Turner with Pride.
Yeah. Here we go. Got my bags packed at the door. I come too far to let it all go. I know what I'm supposed to do. Don't got no time for more regrets. Yeah, I strung my last note to the tune. Time to free my mind and let it all go. I'm letting it go, let go, go. hold me back. They don't want me to go. Go, no, no. This time I won't let them hold me back. Time to free my mind and let it all go, yeah. Letting it go, let go, go, free my mind, free my heart, let it go. Let it go, let go, go, spread my wings and it's time to fly. There's no more room in here, maybe that's a sign. Buy my ticket, one way to go. Open the curtains, here we go. Hold up, let go. Say you too can let go. 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 You're my, your heart. Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. You're my, your heart, your pain.